Hello, how are you? This is Mike with Rednecks Politics, man, where American voices matter. Uh, you got Trump. He's doing everything he can. He's backpedaling. He's doing what he can to stop all of what's going on because it's fixing to hit him, and it's fixing to hit him hard. He's already now wanting, the Democrats who uh, are supposed to be on the Epstein files. He wants them investigated, and the only reason why we can even think of him wanting to be investigating those folks is to keep the files from being, released. Because as of right now, if they start an investigation, then all they got to do is stand up and say, "Hey, we're investigating this, and we can't. Nothing can be released." Then last night, Trump comes on and says, "Well, maybe we ought to go ahead and release the files." Man, what the fuck is that? After 3 or 4 months of this shit, and now he wants to come up and say, "Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and release the files. There's nothing in there. I'm in no way, you know, in trouble for messing with little girls. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody has seen all the files. Do I think Trump did it? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, him and Epstein were buddies. They had been buddies for years. I mean, this was not just some, see you around, let's go to dinner from time to time. It wasn't that kind of relationship. They were really very good friends. At the time, Trump was, he was the playboy, the rich playboy, and Epstein's trying to do the same thing. Um, but Trump knew, he knew, and regardless of whether he was involved in it at all, doesn't take away from the fact that he knew about this. Now, I do think that Trump is the one that actually turned in Epstein in 2007, because after the real estate deal, and after uh, Epstein found out that Trump had went behind his back and gave another bid and got the you know the property, which is what Epstein couldn't even understand that because he knew Trump didn't have the money. He knew that, and so he knew that something else was going on just besides uh, Trump wanting to be interested in some property because he actually turned around and sold the property for 49 million, making him a pretty good chunk of change. But to me, it was just another source of money laundering. That's all it was. Because the person that supposedly helped Trump, you know, uh, it was all under the table. It was just a smokescreen. That's all it was. They were laundering this money. He buys the property, gives Trump the money to buy the property. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, Trump's association with the mafia in New York City coming up. I mean, he was a part of that. He was a part of that money laundering scheme that had to do with all the casinos and stuff in New Jersey. Then he gets in bed with the Russian mafia, and they were buying a lot of Trump Tower apartments, and of course they were high dollar apartments. What better way to run your money through there to launder your money, you know? But I believe that Trump is the one that actually turned Epstein um, in the Southern District of Florida, where they brought the original charges. Um, because after the real estate deal, Trump, he knew that that Epstein was putting him down to everybody. I mean, to anybody that would listen. And you got to understand, most of all these people got money. These are all rich folks in this together. And Trump, I believe, I believe that the only way he could shut Epstein up, because see, Trump knew that if Epstein beat him down enough and told enough people over and over and over how Trump is a con, Trump is no good, Trump is a piece of shit, Trump is a crook, Trump is a con. He was telling anybody and everybody this stuff, and Trump could not have that, especially if he was ever gonna run for the high office one day. But even then, even during that time, Trump was a Democrat. That's what he was. He was a Democrat. And then he changed over when he found out that the Democrats didn't want his sorry ass, because he's nothing but if he's not an actual pedophile, he promotes pedophiles, because he knew Epstein and what Epstein was doing. He knew this from day one. There is a saying: if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you will get a haircut. And see, the deal is him and Trump, Epstein and Trump were tight then. They were running together. They were competing on different women. Trump was big into the pageants and stuff. Well, Epstein was big into I think Victoria's Secrets. And then there was another guy that hung around them too, named Boudreaux or something, whatever his name is. He was also running a modeling agency at the same time, but he was getting women from places like Russia, Ukraine, just different places like that. And he ended up getting busted, and he ended up dying while he was in custody. They say he killed himself. Ain't it funny though? You got 3 of them that were involved in pageants. Let's just stop it that. Let's just stop it right there. Just pageants. Even if it was on the uppity up. You've got 2 of them out of the 3 who got arrested, who went to jail, and they died while in custody. And they claimed that he committed suicide. Just like Boudreaux. They claim he committed suicide. But out of 3 people, there's only 1 left standing, and you know who that is. And he does not want us looking into the Epstein files. He does not, because he knows there's going to be things in there that are going to be bad for him, is going to look bad for him. And he knows this. A lot of the emails that were going back and forth between Epstein and Maxwell, they had discussed, or at least Epstein did, talking about, what a piece of shit Trump is. But then he got this sweetheart deal. And then when Trump did get the presidency in 2016, and then in 2019, they come back with a new charge. And this was Trump's DOJ. But either way, they put him in jail, and it didn't take long before he was dead. Now, people say he committed suicide. Answer me this. What the fuck would he commit suicide for? What, the bad charges? He had the same damn charges back in 2005, 6, 7, 8. He had the same charges. And then he got a plea agreement that got him, a little jail time and a slap on the wrist for soliciting, a girl who was 17 for sex. Trump was all in this. Trump knew it. And right now he's trying to tell, he was trying to hold it off to where they could just, get rid of the Epstein files. But now with all the Republicans kind of turning against Trump because, they got people back at home they got to go answer to, and nobody wants to stand up and say, hey, I voted to not prosecute a pedophile. They're not going to do that. And there's a lot of them that's going to vote on this. But Trump, in some way, somehow, he's going to continue to try to get all this swept up under the rug. But once Epstein and Trump had the falling out, their relationship just didn't end there. I mean, they didn't like each other for the longest time, but that's because Trump basically screwed him over. But which don't mean shit to me because he wasn't nothing but a piece of shit human being anyway. But the Epstein files, they need to be released. Trump should have released these things a long time ago. But again, it's like I said, he's scared of what information is in there because he don't know all the info. Even DOJ is saying, they're not saying anything about Trump being, involved in any kind of way. But also at the same time, DOJ, Bondi, got Cash Patel to take and put some agents on the job to scratch out anything that's got Trump's name in it. Now, this is an American president we have, people. He's a thief. He's a con. He's a cheat. He's a liar. And he will do anything and everything he can to stay in power. But right now, we just need to get them to, pass this. You got to understand, even if it's passed in the Senate, it's got to go to Trump's desk for him to sign. Now, will he sign that? I don't know. I have no idea. But he keeps trying to divert attention away from this, doing crazy things like Venezuela. All the, y'all want to call them tariffs, I'm calling them taxes. But this is going to go for a while, until everything's brought out. It's going to keep being an issue. But my main thing with Trump right now is he is killing us, man. He is killing, and not unless you're rich. Now, if you're rich, you ought to be sending him all kinds of stuff to just thank you. But anyway, we're going to stay on top of it. Like I said, personally, I think Trump is the one that turned Epstein in. He had to shut Epstein up, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. But remember that you got three people who are three players in pageants. Two of them got arrested and died while in custody. It's crazy, ain't it? All right, guys, y'all have a good day. Thanks.